This statue here, called Lady Liberty, does in fact resemble the Statue of Liberty, but because the entire statue started in a shiny copper-colored tone, that liberty is the parent of science and industry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brian Zappaway with your local news tonight. Isn't it quite obvious that April Fool's joking carries a time limit? Well, this gay Caucasian couple in Italy seemed to believe otherwise and manually created an oversized float for their annual local carnival that managed to garner all of the wrong attention from the participating judges of the event. This float depicted America's most utterly ridiculous pieces of garbage, famously known as the Statue of Liberty, also known as Lady Liberty. Anonymous writers of American history lied to all Americans by telling them that this overgrown, manly-looking monument was a gift from France, encouraging the American government to free their slaves, and this monument will represent their freedom. But during the annual Carnival Festival in Italy, this float depicted a colored woman wearing the same headdress as the Statue of Liberty, but it was dressed, get this, in an orange jumpsuit, famously worn by prison inmates. And to top off the cake with icing, the Caucasian gay couple thought it would be hilarious to add chains all around the oversized mechanical float and the representation of so-called black women residing in America. And before I pass it on to you, Karen Isn't Always Right, I want our viewers to understand this. This is not Italy's way of saying that the Statue of Liberty was originally a colored woman, as some idiots would love to claim today. But this is yet another form of public racism being displayed to people all across the world, but some of you are too foolish enough to even comprehend that. This just proves how most people think about colored Americans. They don't care about you. They really don't. And since colored people of America are not speaking up for themselves, instead of looking like bums on a corner begging for some change from the government, these people would just continue to run you over like stray animals in the street. In other news, another senseless murder occurred earlier today. Tragically, 3 black teenagers shot and killed each other over a basketball game on the 2400 block of Wake Up Avenue.
Turn it up. Look, 100 years after 100 years, they done lied to us about this and that. Told us all we from Africa. I made fiction characters turn into facts. Heard you tell me then it was not. No goddamn well that trick was capped. My wife and I wrote a book about it. It's a book with knowledge, evidence, and fact. And my other book got them haters shook, cause it's helping my people take a closer look at their backgrounds and the background, showing my people where they supposed to look. Showing my people where they get it from, where they hit it from, all sorts of angles. When it comes to this research, you must please first, don't trust strangers. Find out all on your own is what I highly recommend and suggest. And if you looking for answers and content about me, I highly recommend you the best. Which is my website at the link you see just across the screen. Don't let it miss you. I make it simple. I double down on that black and white. It's so official.
The initial descriptive meaning of this statue read, "Liberty enlightening the Orient." Now, America is known as the land of liberty. And in the mind of those who think of liberty, liberty means freedom, independence, and release from imprisonment. It is the condition of being able to act or function without hindrance or restraint. and the power to do as one likes. It is the ability to take something that is foreign and make it seem more natural. It was well understood as far back as 1792, when the first U.S. coin was minted, that liberty is the parent of science and industry, meaning that in order to build this country into what it is today, and even further into what is planned to come, the children must be enticed with liberty. They must be given the freedom to make poor decisions while allowing someone that doesn't have their best interests at heart to take total control of their minds. In many forms and symbols, liberty is portrayed as enlightening. Figuratively, it is a lighthouse that gives spiritual knowledge and insight. It is a strong conductor as it orients one's being. Liberty is used to allow new relationships to be formed, as it merges newly learned facts and circumstances to shift one's bearings in order to create a sense of familiarity, as it ultimately gives a specific direction or tendency for one to draw towards, as it allows for the acceptance of things that are foreign or unnatural. So, it is no coincidence that the symbol of liberty in physical form is an actual lighthouse. It was said that another descriptive meaning was used when describing the statue that read, "Egypt enlightening the Orient." As I mentioned earlier, the original plan before being rejected by the French government was to place the statue directly in front of the Suez Canal in Egypt as a personification of Egypt. This was originally represented by a woman fella dressed in Islamic-style clothing, holding up high a torch in one hand. The etymology of the Arabic word fella is defined as describing a male or female Egyptian peasant. The word Egypt, when translated into the Arabic language, is known as Mizr, which is defined as a facilitator. A facilitator is a person or thing that makes an action or process easy or easier. The word orient means align or position, according to the Oxford Dictionary. It says orient also means find one's position in new relation to new and strange surroundings. Adjust or tailor something to specified circumstances or needs. It is essential to note the etymology of the word orient, which means in Latin, rising or the east. That part of the world situated to the east of a particular point, eastern countries, or the eastern part of a country, the East. So in other words, Egypt enlightening the Orient is describing the direction that the French government set its eyes on conquering next, allowing for the statue lighthouse to act as a facilitator, making it easy or easier for the French government to seize specified lands that they desire to become their new possessions, that is located east of their geographical position. So, was the original depiction of the Statue of Liberty of a colored woman of African descent? The answer is no, and here's why. First, the original watercolor by Frenchman Frederick Bartholdi in the 1860s was of a fellow woman that depicted the women he saw firsthand while visiting Egypt. Second, this statue here, called Lady Liberty, does in fact resemble the Statue of Liberty, but it began making its rounds across the internet due to a viral rumor that was started by a Facebook page located in South Africa. that placed both of these statues together in a picture with a message along the lines of allowing the viewer to believe that it may truly be a copycat. However, this particular statue was created by sculptor Theodore Barnev of the ADAGP, which is a French association concerning the private property of visual arts, and it was revealed to the public of the Caribbean island of Saint Martin in 2007, as yet another French method of presenting their fine arts of depictions of the people that have assisted in their imperialism over the years. Third, another rumor was making its rounds across the internet, indicating that the Statue of Liberty was of a colored woman because the entire statue started in a shiny copper-colored tone, then later changed to green in order to become symbolic and synonymous with the color of the American dollar bill. However, it was made in a shiny copper-colored tone, but for preservation purposes only. For example, a copper penny will naturally oxidize and change colors over time, especially due to withstanding various climate changes or weather conditions. The color of the penny will go from copper brown to a burnt black, and then green will be its last transformation color. This explains why the Statue of Liberty is a patina green right now. This statue was not made with the intent to represent freedom for all or even liberty for all, merely because the people involved in the creation of the statue and its meaning did not have everyone's best interests in mind due to their overarching objective of assisting and assimilating with particular foreigners who were migrating from Europe, France, and other surrounding countries that were in fact running away from their native lands because of strict enslavement policies forced upon them by their so-called royal dictators. They encouraged their fellow foreigners to escape and immigrate to the New World and not to worry about being lost at sea, because just as Motel 6 informed its visitors about its vacancies, the immigrants that have now become Native Americans told them the monumental phrase, "We'll leave the light on for you." We'll leave the light on for you. We'll leave the light on for you. We'll leave the light on for you.
I'm just here to make you think.